Excellent. So what we'll wait a few minutes before everyone else joins in. Welcome. I'm very fortunate and excited to go through this 1 hour with you in a topic that is very close to my heart. A few housekeeping. With the voice, I would really appreciate it if you could mute the sounds from your end so that the entire group doesn't get distracted. However, we will keep a time. I'll walk you through what our intention is for today. Right before we start the meditation, we will open for question and answers to make sure if you have anything at all, clarifications. And then we're going to go through the meditation. Then after the meditation as well, we'll leave like 5 minutes if anyone wants to share their experience. All right. Thank you. So connecting with your inner guidance. Wouldn't it be amazing if you didn't have to call in different friends for advice and everyone would tell you what works out for them and then you try it and it doesn't work out for you? Wouldn't it be amazing if you were able to just get clarity from within or not have to listen to what a therapist or whoever it might be telling you this is the right thing to do? Because no matter how good we therapists think we are, your truth is your truth. And you are the ones that heal themselves, and all the answers are always within. At least personally, I'll also share some personal stories, at least in my journey. It changed a lot in my life the moment I learned how to connect with my own guidance. And I use it now all the time. Simply, even today's topic, instead of thinking like, what should I talk about? I just meditate, connect with that part of me and say, what is the right topic? And this came up. And since all of you, each one of you are connecting on this topic today, then there's definitely a message for you from your own inner self or higher self or whatever you might want to call it. So let's start at the beginning. We'll talk about a few concepts, clarify a few questions, and say what exactly are we going to do today before we start with the meditation. So what is your inner self? What is your higher self? If we think about the time we're all here on Earth in this three-dimensional reality, there's still a very pure, the purest part of us that exists outside of all of this. It's outside of time and space. It's not involved in all of the drama, the emotions. We're still in our stories in the physical body, but there's still a part of us that is the core of who we really are. It's the inner self, it's the inner light. Some people call it higher self. And that part energetically carries only love and has the clarity because it's not into our stories and our emotions, and it's not enmeshed into our perspective of how things are. So every single one of us has that part. And that part has a lot of wisdom, has a lot of clarity. But it doesn't interfere, it doesn't give us that clarity or the wisdom unless we seek for it. So it's within every single one of us, and our intention today is to connect with that inner part of us, see what the messages are, and then go on from there. So why do people want to connect? Why do people connect? What kind of answers do we get from our inner selves? Number one, because that part of you knows you more than anyone else, knows your past, knows your life plan, knows your life purpose. So it will know your truth more than anyone else around you knows you. Number two, it carries truth. It will tell you the truth. When you seek for wisdom, for example, regarding a certain situation that happened, If you ask someone else, they would tell you, well, it was not your fault. Maybe it has nothing to do with you, but maybe, well, it is. So your higher self will tell you that it is maybe this part is your responsibility. And I usually use it a lot when, for example, if I end up in a situation or an obstacle or something happens that I don't understand, or if I get angry, I'm like, okay, I'm seeing it from my anger, or I'm seeing the situation from my fear. So that's when I would go and connect with my higher self to ask, show me the truth, show me what is my responsibility in this situation. A lot of people seek higher self or inner guidance when it comes to just what is my life purpose? I feel there's a mission for me. I feel there's something higher for me. I need more clarity on what I'm supposed to do here. So all those answers as well, you would find them with your own higher self. Some of the questions that we ask, especially in my personal therapy or like one-to-one therapy, the approach that I take to it is, yes, we can check and see what is the chakra situation, like what chakras are open with this particular person, which chakras are blocked. But I only use that as an assessment mechanism. But the first session, we go directly to the inner self or to the soul, because something in that person drove them to come. And so we make sure that at the beginning, Gulnar? Thank you, Gulnar. So in the first sessions, actually, we do an inner guidance to understand what are the patterns that we should be working on. And it will tell you 4 patterns. What are they? So we literally take most of the healing transformation or the healing menu from the inner self, because it knows you best and it knows you better than anybody. Generally speaking, our higher self is always there to guide us. Again, we said it does not interfere, so it will not interfere to guide us. Sometimes it's very, very subtle. But if we seek that guidance, it's always there. It's unlimited in its love, in its clarity, and its wisdom. So a few things before we start. If we think about what are the things that strengthen or what are the things that might weaken the connection when it becomes unclear and I'm unable to hear it very clearly, I'm a bit scattered, I'm unable to focus. So there are a few things that could make the connection a little bit weaker than it normally is. Mainly, there are 4 very dense energies that if we carry a lot of that, the connection still exists, but might be a little bit weaker. Number 1 is anger. We all have our share of anger, whether it's towards situations or towards self or others. But anger is a very heavy, dense energy, and carrying a lot of that around without acknowledging it, without healing it, without understanding where it's coming from, could make the connection a little bit weak, but it's still there. Fear is another one that could affect the connection and the clarity of the advice and the wisdom that you might get. There's guilt, guilt in any type of way, and there's also shame. So shame, guilt, fear, or anger. These are like the 4 most heaviest, I would say, energies. When we carry a lot of that around, maybe the connection could be a little bit weaker. But even if that's the case, if you just understand where it's coming from, if you heal them, the connection becomes much, much stronger. What strengthens the connection with our own higher self or inner guidance? Practice. Practice does, connecting as often as possible. Meditations does wonders, even if it's 10-minute meditation a day or 15 minutes meditation a day, whatever it is. But having that meditation practice on an ongoing basis really does help strengthen the connection. So what we're aiming to do today is to go through a meditation and connect to that part of us that is pure, that has clarity, our inner self, our higher self, or the soul. So we will use one technique in your own homes. After the seminar, you could use the same technique. You don't need me as a mediator or anyone else. If you use the same technique within yourself, it will work. So in the meditation, I'll ask a few generic questions, such as, since you're here, it means the higher self does have a message for you. So I will start in the meditation to say, if there's any message for you, what is it? So what is the most appropriate message for you that is most appropriate for you to receive today? I will also ask a generic question about how many patterns that you're stuck with that you need to heal. How many things, how many major things that require healing that you've got. You usually get a number. So I'll then give the space to ask, okay, what are they? Now, generally speaking, the higher self's answers are usually sometimes vague, sometimes very generic. But it's not a stranger. So even if it is vague or it is generic, just ask, show me, what does that mean? Converse with it until you get the clarity that you need. And sometimes it's normal, like it tells me something that is so high level that I can't relate to it today. So if I had, for example, a higher self meditation about what I'm going to be doing, for example, what is my life purpose? And it told me this is what I'm going to be doing for a living. But if I got that 7 years ago, I'd be like, what? Impossible. No, I don't believe that. So sometimes our perspective is not still keeping up with what comes. So just accept, be open, have an open heart, receive whatever guidance that you get. And I'll also ask things like, how often should you connect? So people are different and their needs are different. You get people that get an answer of you have to connect daily. Some people get once a month, some people get twice a week. So whatever answer you get, it's your own truth. And we're all very unique and very individual in our journeys. For those that, so our intention is for every single one of you who's connected with us today, that you will get in touch with your own higher self, that you will get whatever message that you need. You'll get full visibility on what are the patterns that you need to heal. For those of you who do believe in past lives, we can also ask the question of, are there any active past lives that are affecting my life today? If so, how many? I'll also make sure that I give you more than enough space in the meditation to ask whatever type of questions that you need to ask, whether it's about your life purpose, whether it's about, am I in the right relationship, or any certain situation that you currently find yourself in. A question like, show me truth, show me my responsibility. What is the lesson for this? Or did I have a choice in selecting my parents? And if not, why? And if I did have a choice, then what is the lesson for me for choosing to be brought up in this family, or to be with this husband, or to have those children, or to be in this job? So I'll give you enough space privately to ask whatever questions that you need. I would like to pause here a little bit just to make sure before we go on to the meditation, if any one of you has anything that needs clarifications before we start. So feel free to unmute or tap into the chat box. Okay, no questions. I'll give it one more minute. Any questions at all? Any clarifications at all? Okay. So then I guess we'll start, and we'll keep the question and answers for later. So first, I want us all to just put the intention for today. You are all here in this seminar for a reason. You are guided to be in this seminar for a reason. So our intention for today is to connect to that inner self, inner guidance, to our own souls, to understand and hear whatever messages that are for us, and to get answers and clarity for whatever questions that remain vague in our head. So start by closing your eyes gently and taking a deep breath. We'll take 3 deep breaths. Breathe in from the nose. Breathe out from the mouth. Breathe in all the positive, calm energies around you. And through your mouth, exhale any stress, any tension, anything that no longer serves you. Just let it go. And as you very, very gently go back to your natural rhythm and natural breath, with every breath you take, just feel your mind becoming more and more present, more and more focused, more and more present, and more focused in this moment, in your body, right here and right now. This time is yours. It's for you to hear your own voice, for you to get in touch with your own guidance. So let's imagine that we are in a very, very beautiful landscape. Choose whatever landscape that makes you feel free, makes you feel light. A place that is beautiful. And notice, how is the weather? Is it night? Is it day? Are there any smells around? How does it smell like? Are there any sounds in whatever landscape that you choose? Slowly, as you're just going around, enjoying your time in this space, you start to see a shaft of light that is opening up from the skies. A beautiful, beautiful shaft of light. So once you see that light, gently walk towards it. Stand under that shaft of light. It's a loving light, it's a warm light, it's a healing light. Take a shower with that light. Let it go through every fabric of your being. If there are any dense energies, anger, fear, guilt, shame, or anything that might get in the way of your connection, just allow it to be completely washed away with this light shower. Feel it completely leaving your being, leaving your energy, your aura, your body, your cells. And just allow it to go down to Mother Earth. Just stay under that light until you feel that every cell of your body is sparkling with that beautiful white light. Okay. So now, just imagine that your soul, that your consciousness starts leaving your physical body through the head, looking, going towards that light. It's just like a natural pull. And you keep going through that tunnel of light, higher and higher through the skies. Your soul knows where the source is. Just follow that light. Keep going higher and higher. And then stop when you reach the center of that beautiful, loving light. It's so bright, so pure. Just stop. And at the count of 3, we're gonna get closer and closer to that center, closer and closer to that light. And at 1, we're gonna integrate and merge fully and completely with that light. So come closer at 3, closer and closer at 2, jump in at 1 and integrate fully and completely with that beautiful white light, the light of your own soul that carries only love, that has all the clarity. Allow your vibrations to align with the vibrations of your own higher self. Okay. Now, from this very peaceful state, all the answers are here. So mentally, ask your soul, what is the most appropriate message or advice that you have for me? Ask, how many patterns or things that I need to work on and heal? And a number will come. Keep note of the number mentally. What are they? Get a full download of what are the things that you need to work on. And if the answer is generic here, ask for clarification questions like how, why, show me. So now, if you have any questions or any clarity that you seek regarding a certain situation that you find yourself in, regarding your own mission, your life purpose, or regarding any situation that you need to understand what is the lesson for you, I will give you now your own space to get that clarity and to get those answers. So take your time. Okay. So now ask your soul, ask your own inner guidance. How often does it want you to connect? And what is the best approach? What is the best way for you to connect? Is it through writing, through meditations? Just understand what is the best communication tool for you. And for those of you who do believe in past lives, you could ask, is there any active past life that is affecting my life today? You'll get a yes or no answer. And if yes, how many? And in what areas are they affecting you? So now you can thank your soul, you can thank your inner guidance for all the wisdom, for all the support, and know that it's always there, infinitely loving, infinitely knows the wisdom, knows you. It's always there to support you. All you need to do is seek out and ask for that guidance. And that guidance is yours. So thank your inner self and slowly feel yourself coming lower, lower and lower, lower and lower, seeing yourself there on the landscape and re-entering your physical body through the head. Feel yourself going all the way down to the feet, being fully grounded onto Mother Earth. Integrate yourself fully and completely. Integrating with it all the beautiful energies, the healings, the wisdom, the awareness, and all the guidance. Slowly take a deep breath. And at your own pace, come back to this room, to this place, to your physical body. Slowly move your hands, your legs, and at your own pace, you can come back and open your eyes. Good. So slowly as you come back to the here and now, I made sure that we've got more than enough time for us to share our experiences or ask any clarification questions. My intention for today is to ensure that every single one of you got something out of today, something out of your connection. If there's any clarifications that's needed, this is an open forum. You can feel free either to ask the question on the chat box or even share your experience at the platform. I was also doing it with you, so that's why I'm like buzzed and calm and in a beautiful place. But happy to hear your thoughts. Any questions? Generally, in my practice, I usually prefer to start the healing from the higher self, because it knows what the person really needs. So for example, if the higher self said, well, 3 things that you need to work on. 1, 2, for example, 1 is relationships, 2 is money, 3 is your family dynamics. Usually for that person, you will find blockages in the root chakra or blockages in the heart. So it resonates. And then we just plan the sessions accordingly to close anything that the higher self said that this is what the person needs the most at the time. And usually by the time we finish this, all the chakras are flowing. And I usually tell people, okay, you don't need anyone anymore. Just go and live your life, fly, and you've got nothing in your way. I'll also be teaching hypnotherapy. So a lot of these things I've learned it through the hypnotherapy curriculum. It's a 5-module curriculum. Higher self, past lives are in the module 4. But it also goes into inner child healing, fears, phobias, anxiety. For me personally, it was hugely transformational that I changed my career, actually. For others, sometimes people do it just for self-healing, or if you feel a calling to learn more and understand more in those fields. Or some people have this feeling that they need to be helping others in healing. So whether it's for self or for others, we're all in it together. I will be teaching it in June. So if anyone's interested, just sign up. I'm actually getting a few questions, which is great. What chakra is in charge of letting go? I would say the solar plexus, and that's just whatever inner guidance that I'm getting, because inner guidance is your power, is your strength, is your confidence. When that is, when my power is gone, then it's easy for me to get attached and hold on to something. It depends letting go of what. Sometimes I can't let go out of fear. And fear usually is something at the root chakra, because I would feel unstable. Like that question, the same question that you just asked, for every person, there will be completely a different reason what they're not being able to let go of. Personally, I remember in my healing journey, I struggled a lot with letting go of relationships. So in my situation, the issue was my heart chakra. There was something that I needed to work on and heal when it comes to the heart chakra. I hope that answered your question, Patricia. Can you self-hypnotize yourself? Yes. So this is exactly why I chose to do this topic, because you don't need me or anyone else to connect with your guidance or to even do your healing. Usually, I do my self-therapy, unless sometimes, like once in a blue moon, I get stuck in my own head, and that's when I go and seek advice from a colleague, or we do swap therapies. But most of the daily things, I do my own inner child healing, past life healing. And that's like most of the people I work with. I'm not a healer. You guys heal yourselves, right? I only show you how to heal yourself. So usually for those who go for this transformational package of closing everything they need to close, what I tend to do is like work with them to train you how to end up doing your own inner child healing, or whatever healing is required. So yes, let me see, we've got 5 new messages. Is me and my imagination, hold on. Is there meaning behind choosing a specific landscape that is making you feel free in the meditation? And what I learned in this journey is that there's nothing that is random. Nothing is a coincidence. There's always a reason. What is it in your case? I don't know. Sometimes it's just a place that is anchored of a beautiful memory or a past life that was amazing. Sometimes there's a story to explore in that landscape. So there's nothing that the mind will show you, even if you think it doesn't make sense. You only think that because you don't know the reason behind it. There's always a reason why a specific landscape is showing up, and close your eyes and go to that landscape and ask your soul, ask your mind, why do I always go to this specific? And you'll get your answer. There's always an answer. Let me check the other questions. Great, you're trying to do that, and you feel you still can't let go. Yes, that is okay, because sometimes there are certain things that hold us back. It means the priority for you is to work on what is holding you back. This is the priority for you right now. There's definitely a message from your soul. Otherwise, you wouldn't be in this platform. So there is a message, but there's something holding you back. So in your healing, focus on looking into what is it that's holding you back and just working with it. It's probably going to be healing an inner child from a certain story. It could be anything at all. So just keep your priority this, and once you resolve this, the connection will flow. Go with your feeling. I have a question. Is it my imagination, or is it something that is holding me back? Do you feel it's something holding you back? Most probably trust yourself. If you say something is holding me back, then the message I give every single one of you, never discard a feeling or an emotion or a gut reaction that you get. If you're sensing something is holding you back, then close your eyes and say, whatever it is that is holding me back, can you please show yourself to me and see what it is? How can someone check your chakras without you being physically present? Energy is everywhere. Consciousness is everywhere. It's not limited to time and space. How do I heal my inner child? Well, that is just over. Why would I heal Layla, who's 4 years old? Well, because the hurt Layla, who's 4 years old, is still affecting my behavior today, because I feel, for example, I wouldn't trust easily, or I wouldn't be able to open up easily because the little Layla got into an embarrassing situation when she was 4 years old, or whatever it is. How do we do all of this? Because healing is outside time and space. So connecting with energy or checking on chakras is not limited by this 3D reality. When I said close your eyes and go to this place, your physical body was here in the room, whatever room that you chose to sit in, but where were you? You went up to the skies, you weren't here. So it's the same concept. And if you're interested, after I will also be teaching hypnotherapy, like all these technicalities, how the mind works, the subconscious mind works, like really full-on training. It usually takes 1.5 years to finish all the modules. But it's such a transformational journey. How long does it usually take to learn hypnosis, and how long are the learning session? Will it be done virtually? So hypnotherapy, I don't see it as a course. For me, it was a soul-searching modality. I was a completely different person when I remember joined hypnotherapy level 1. I didn't know what I got myself into. I was just curious. And it's 5 modules basically. So the module 1 is just basic. How do you understand the mind? How does the behaviors, emotions, really just basic grounding. It could be a 2-day course. And then you've got a while, and then you've got like a module 2. Module 2 will focus more on fears, on phobias, on a lot of the like anxieties, depressions, dream therapy. And that's probably for like 4 days. Then you've got level 3, which is more health-related issues, how to heal health-related matters, but also works on relationship dynamics, touches upon inner child therapy. Now, obviously, because you're in the class, your patterns are coming up on the class, and you're ending up healing yourself in the process. So you actually see your life shifting from one module to the next. I think I resigned from my job after level 3. And then level 4 is the more spiritual module. So it's more higher self, understanding your story, understanding what's your mission, why you came on earth, the chakras and all of this. And then module 5 is another like 8 days, I think. But we keep an enough space for people to adapt to the changes that happen in your own personal life as you heal yourself, you heal your beliefs, you heal your emotions. How long? Yes, so that I hope I answered those questions. Is there, I mean, feel free for whoever has another question or wants to share their experience to unmute and talk. So we've got another 15 minutes, so guys, feel free. Okay. It's been an absolute pleasure that you joined me in this meditation. It was amazing. Just every single one of us connecting to our own souls and getting our clarities. Always remind yourself that any answer that you seek is always within, it's always there. If you need, now whether you end up working with me or choosing someone else or healing your own self, just keep note of the things that were revealed to you. Keep note of the things that you need to work on. And I hope from the bottom of my heart that I was able to do something useful for you today, and you carry that with you. I have a question also about teaching in Arabic. I will be teaching in Arabic actually in Abu Dhabi. So if you're interested, feel free to call the team. Sending you lots of love, lots of light, and enjoy the rest of the day. مع السلامة.